good day. This is Teacher Maria. So for today, we're going to study about variation. Okay. First, we're going to review about heredity in animals and continue our lesson about heredity in plants. And we're going to review variation in humans and animals, and we're going to continue about variation in plants. Okay. These are the vocabulary words that I want you to be familiar in this lesson, okay? Read with me and remember the time meaning as well, okay? We have variation, individual, species, similarities, exactly, differences, okay? Reproduction, naturally, random, siblings, randomly, siblings, factors, genetic, differentiate, agriculture, and selective breeding. Okay, so these are the vocabulary words that I want you to be familiar with for the lesson. Okay, so let's review. We said that heredity is the passing of genetic traits from parents to their offspring or to their children, okay? This is the reason why children look similar to their parents, but not exactly the same, okay? We also answered the question, do animals pass on their traits to their offspring? So we said that some animals look like their parents when they are young. Okay, some animals look like their parents when they are young. And just like the giraffe, we already studied dogs, cats. They have similar characteristics or similar traits as their parents, okay? And we also said that some animals do not look like their parents when they are young. So just like the dragonfly, we already studied dragonfly, frog, and butterflies, and other insects like bees and ants. When they are young, they do not look like their parents, but still the traits are with them. Okay, and then as they grow, as they develop, they grow into an adult, they have the similar characteristics with their parents. The traits are expressed later on in life, okay? They show up later on, okay? I hope you understand already. This is just a review. So I ask you, do plants pass on their traits to their offspring? So today we're going to study if there is heredity in plants, okay? So do you know what is this? I hope you're familiar with this one. This is a coconut seedling, okay? It's a coconut seedling, okay? Now the coconut seedling will grow into a coconut tree, okay? So if you're going to observe this seedling growing into this one, it means just like in animals, the seed, the plant, this small plant contains the trait. It's in their cells. So as they grow, they will develop into a mature plant, into the adult tree, okay? Therefore, there is heredity in plants, okay? So plants pass on their traits to their offspring when they reproduce or during reproduction, okay? When they reproduce, the pollen from the male flower will fuse with the female flower in the ovule, okay? Remember in your lesson in P4, you already studied about reproduction in plants, okay? So the traits is also passed on during reproduction, okay? Now most plants reproduce through seeds, okay? Most plants, but not all. And some plants can reproduce besides their seeds, okay? Now, if you're going to look at this one, this is the life cycle of a sunflower, okay? So from the seeds, from the small seeds of the sunflower, they will grow, they will develop into an adult plant. Okay, an adult plant. So it means that the seeds, when they reproduce, the seeds contain the traits. the genes are there also in the seeds, okay? So as they grow, the different characteristics, the different traits will express or will show up, okay? Sunflower seeds grows into sunflower plant, okay? And this one, if you're going to look, this is a young corn, okay? And this is a mature corn. So just like in plants, the traits are in them, they will express later on in life, okay? Young plants do not have flowers yet, but adult or mature plants, they have flowers. They will show up flowers, okay? That's the time that you know that the tree or the plant has matured already, when they have flowers, okay? And when they birth fruits already, okay? So we can be able to recognize young plants by looking at their different traits and comparing these traits to the mature plant. So this one, you can recognize that this is a young corn plant because you can compare it. If you have seen an adult plant or the mature plant, you can see that they have similar traits as well. They have similar characteristics, okay? So you can compare them. So these are the traits in plants. There are many traits in plants, but these are just examples. For the young plants, you can look at the leaf shape or the size of the leaves, okay? And you can look at the stem color or the size of the stem. And for mature plants, you can look at the flower color, the shape, the size, and also the fruits. You can look at the fruit shape and fruit size. These are the traits that you can check or you can compare, okay? So these are the different traits in plants, okay? So we can conclude that heredity occurs in all living things. There is heredity in animals, in plants, and in humans, okay? I hope you have no questions. I hope you understand. But if you have questions, if you're not understanding any of this that we are teaching you, you can ask us some questions, okay? Just message us. Now, what is variation and why do you look different from your brothers and sisters? Okay, if you have the same mother and the same father, then why do you look different from your brothers and sisters? That is because of variation, okay? Now, what is variation, okay? You have to understand that individuals in the same species have similarities. However, they are not exactly the same. You already, teacher Yuri already explained about variation, okay? We just need to review. Even if we are of the same species, okay? So, I am a human, you are a human, we are of the same species, but though we have similar characteristics or similar traits, we do not look exactly the same, okay? So variation is the differences among individuals of the same species, okay? The differences among the individuals of the same species. This is variation. Differences, okay? Differences. Now, why are there variations? Why is there variation? That's why I asked, why do you look different from your from your brothers and sisters? It's because number one is the genetic factor, okay? So we got our traits from our parents naturally and randomly. This word is important, random, okay? So when your mother and father have children, they can never be sure what that child will look like, okay? They will have some traits from the mother and from the father, but when they combine, it's random, okay? It's random. You can never be sure if your baby brother or baby sister will look like you. If your mother is pregnant right now, you cannot never be sure if that baby will look like exactly. It's not gonna happen, okay? Now, and another factor for variation is environment, okay? Because changes that occur these are the changes that occur as a response to the outside environment. I'll give you one example, okay? If we have identical twins, okay? Identical twins, they have the same genetic factor, okay? They look exactly the same, okay? But one is lazy and the other one is active. This one likes to play sports outside, but this other one just wants to watch TV and play games in the computer. Later on, they will have differences. The one that is active might have a darker skin tone, but is thinner, okay? But this one, the lazy one, might have a lighter complexion, but fatter, okay? Because he's lazy. So you see, the environment affects the variation. Okay, so if you have brothers and sisters and you look at your brother or your sister and you have differences, then it's also affected with the environment. Maybe you have darker complexion because you like to play outside and your sisters doesn't like to play outside. So you will have differences in the skin color, okay? Or you will have variation. Teacher Yuri explained to you about variations in humans, you see. Different skin color, different types of hair, different color of hair. So many variations in human. Teacher Yuri already explained to you. I hope you already understand these lessons. We also have variations in animals, okay? We already gave you examples about the variations in dogs, in cats, in birds, okay? And many more, okay? You will see. They are of the same species. They are all dogs, but they have very different characteristics, okay? Very variations, okay? Their ears are different, their fur color. Now we're going to study about variation in plants, okay? So if we're going to look, these are hibiscus flowers or hibiscus flowers. They are both accepted, hibiscus and hibiscus, okay? So if you're going to look, different colors, so many different colors of hibiscus flowers because there is variation in plants as well, okay? This one, corn seeds. In Thailand, we usually see the yellow corn, the white, and the mixture of the white and black. And I'm seeing purple this time, like on a purple side of the. So there is also variation in corn. In plants, there is variation. This one, in mango, okay, mango fruits. These are just mango fruits in Thailand. But all over the world, there might be 500 variations or varieties of mangoes, okay? So they are all mangoes, but they have different color, different shapes, and different tastes, okay? So why is variation important? We have to understand that variation enables us to differentiate or recognize individuals, okay? Differentiate or recognize individuals. If you are going to imagine, if there is no variation between you and your brother or your sister, how can your mother tell you apart? Okay? Or if in the whole class, you all look the same, how can the teacher tell who is who? Okay, so variation is very important because it enables us to differentiate or recognize individuals, okay? Or if we're going to look at plants, then we can choose the best one. We can look which flower looks beautiful, more beautiful, which fruit tastes better than the other. So because of variation, we can recognize and differentiate individuals, okay? Another importance of variation is that It's important in the survival of species when the living condition changes. Okay, survival when the living condition changes. We already studied about survival. We already studied about adaptations. As I said, if a plant or an animal is able to adapt to the changes in the environment or changes in its living condition, then it's better for its survival. So just like the same, if there is variation, then maybe if the living condition changes, okay, then that different plant or that different animal can be able to survive the changes. No, if you're going to have the same, like if you're going to plant same variety of rice, okay, if you're going to plant the same variety of rice throughout the world, if there is only one variety, then if something happens that can kill those plants, okay, for example, insects or pests that were able to kill all those rice plants, then all the rice plants will die. They will not be able to survive. So you see, variation is important. Now, if some of the rice plants are different, okay, then those plants can survive and they can reproduce. Okay, I hope you understand. And this one is also the importance of variation. Okay, in agriculture, variation in crops and farm animals allows selective breeding to be carried out. What do you mean by selective breeding? So those with the desired traits will be selected for breeding. So for example, you have dogs at home and you wanted to reproduce them, okay? So you will choose the desired traits that you want. Maybe you want the next babies to be color brown, so you will choose the dog that is color brown right now, and then you will use that dog as a mother or as a father. Okay, so if you are planting or if you are growing tomatoes, okay, for example, you're growing tomatoes in your backyard, and then you found out that this particular plant produce a very big tomato and nice taste, so you can use that plant, the seeds from that tomato plant, to be the next generation. You can plant these seeds again for the next time. So you see, in agriculture, variation is important. If you see a desired trait, then you can use that seed, or you can use that particular dog for the next generation, for breeding for the next generation. Okay, I hope you understand the lesson. This is the end of the lesson for heredity. Okay, we already studied about heredity and variation in all living things. Okay, so you have to answer your workbook pages 32 and 33 and your student book page 44. So 3 pages, 32, 33 in your workbook, 44 on your student book. Okay, hope you understand the lesson. See you next time. Stay home and stay safe. Bye.